This is the Southside School of Financial Freedom Market Report and Small Account Update for the week ending November 30th, 2024. This week, the market finished higher. The Dow Jones Industrial Average increased 0.42% on Friday and was up 1.39% for the week. The S&P 500 increased 0.56% on Friday and was up 1.06% for the week. The Nasdaq increased 0.83% on Friday and was up 1.13% for the week. Looking at the week, we can see that there were 9 up finishes versus 3 down finishes for the major indexes. On Monday and Tuesday, all the major indexes finished up. On Wednesday, they all finished down. On Thursday, the market was closed, and on Friday, all the major indexes finished up again. How did you do? My small account finished 2.58% higher and generated cash flow of 0.81%. Even when the market falls and or if my account doesn't do well, I still get income or cash flow by selling covered calls and naked puts. This method does not only guarantee cash flow or income, it can also beat the S&P 500. I created a watch list that I use to determine which options of stocks that I may want to sell. Looking at my watch list from the week, the strongest performer on the list was Rocket Lab USA Incorporated, ticker symbol RKLB in the third column. It was up 6.27% on Friday and increased 17.28% for the week. Rocket Lab USA Incorporated designs and manufactures small and medium class rockets, spacecraft components, and related software and services to support the space economy. They deliver reliable launch services, spacecraft design services, spacecraft components, spacecraft manufacturing, and other spacecraft and on-orbit management solutions that make it easier to access space. Looking at a summary of results, Rocket Lab has increased just over 393% year to date. I generated cash flow from Rocket Lab this week, and this week I generated cash flow from selling 4 option contracts, 4 calls that range from $5.34 to $16.34. And it was on Monday I sold a call for $16.34. On Wednesday, I sold 3 calls, one for $5.34, one for $9.34, and one for $10.34. That's a total of $41.36, which is not a lot of money, but the account is small. $41.36 in cash flow was 0.81% of my account value. With this system, the cash flow money is free and clear. You can take it out of your account and spend it, or leave it in to build your cash balance and or invest it. If I wanted to increase the amount of cash flow, I would have to use a larger account. So, for example, to 10x the cash flow to $413.60, I would use a larger account, and instead of selling one of everything that I sold, I would sell 10. This strategy is guaranteed to produce cash flow immediately and every week that it is applied. However, it does not guarantee the amount of cash flow from week to week, nor the value of your account. The amount varies and the account value varies. Despite the variations in amount and value, the goal is to generate cash flow and beat the S&P 500. Please note that most professional money managers and their strategies do not consistently beat the S&P 500 every year. They usually lose, and they lose by a lot. Last year, this method beat the S&P 500 by almost 12%, but in 2024, my account is up only 4.76% versus 26.77% up for SPY, an S&P 500 ETF. That's a difference of 22.01%, so I am losing to the S&P 500 by about 22%. Bitcoin Watch. Bitcoin decreased minus 1.96% this past week, but it is up 31.44% from its previous all-time high. And it is up about 131% year to date. Some people believe that Bitcoin is the most transformative financial asset in 1,000 years. I think the best course of action is to dollar cost average, that is DCA, into the SP 500 and DCA into Bitcoin at 830 to 70% ratio for the next 10 years and or up to when you have invested at least $10,000. In fact, I have implemented a similar strategy where I have a portfolio that is about 85% in a Bitcoin ETF, and after 24 weeks, it is up 48.6%. The S&P 500 ETF SPY is up 11.01%, and the cash flow system is up 20.2% in those 24 weeks. What do you think? What is your strategy? Do you know how to produce cash flow every week and beat the S&P 500? Do you invest in Bitcoin, which may prove to be the smartest investment of the decade? As you develop, analyze, and implement your strategy, please check back to see how my small account and my Bitcoin dominant account performs against the S&P 500 from week to week by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you.